Hello everyone, welcome to this Python programming series. In this lecture we will learn about if, elif, else, which are decision making statements. So before beginning the lecture, let's think about real life examples. What can be a real life example? Suppose you want to vote in elections and you are 18 years old or above, so you are allowed to vote, but if you are not 18 years old you are not allowed. So this is our if and else statement which a computer use to make decisions similarly to your perspective. So let's start with the video. Here we will study about if statement. So what is if statement? An if statement is used when we want to execute a block of code and the certain condition is true. So how we will write this? Here is the syntax of the if statement. So we have to write the if keyword, which is keyword in Python, and the condition, and then we will apply colons. In the next line we have to give the indentation. It is most important. We have to give the space. The space is called as indentation. So then we will write the code which will be printed after the condition is true. So we will put a condition with if, and if the condition is true we will print, or means the code will execute the statement we have written. So now we will see the flow chart of this if statement, how the code is working at the backend. So here the code is started executing, then it will check the condition we mentioned before. We will check the condition, then if the condition is true, then the statement will be printed, the output we want, and the code will be ended. This is how we will execute the if statement. Now you will say, what about the condition is no? If the condition is false, then we will execute the else statement. So here we will do an example, if statement example. So here is a program that says age equals to 20. Here we can take input from user, or we can initiate a value. Here we are initiating value, for example age equals to 20. So it will check the condition, and the if statement checks condition. Condition क्या है? Condition है age is greater than equals to 18. So 20 is greater than and equal to 18. So it will print you are eligible to vote, and the output will be you are eligible to vote. For example, if it is not equal to 18 or greater than 18, for example it will be 15 or something, then it will not print a single statement. It will directly end the program because there is no else statement. So now we will study about else statement. So now we will study about else statement. What is else statement? It is two-way decision making statement. It is used to specify what happens when the condition is false. अगर if condition false होती है तो उसके बाद next क्या होगा? So we use else statement. तो उसका syntax है similar to the if statement, बस difference ये होता है. Now we have written here the if statement, condition, and the what we have to print. Now we will write here else statement. Else is a keyword used in Python with colons, and now here we will not use the condition, because if the first is false then obviously second will be true. So we do not mention the condition, we directly write the code we have to print. So it is the syntax of the else statements. Now we will do the example. So here is a flow chart. It shows that how the if-else statement works at the backend. So here we are started with the code. Code is executed, then it will check the condition similar to the if statement. Now it will check the condition is true or false. If it is true, yes, the condition is true. What it means? It means the if condition is executed, and if the if condition is false, then it means the else condition will be executed. So if condition is executed, the statement 1 is printed, and if the condition is false, is considered false, so statement 2 will be printed, and after printing the statement it will end the code. Simple. So now there is an example of if-else statement. Here it is given that num equals to int input, enter a number. Here int stands for integer. We are writing this to change the input into integer, and the input is a keyword used for the user input, and we are entering a number. So here if and the condition says that num जो नंबर हमने लिया है num is greater than equals to 0. What it means? It means that number that is taken from the user is greater than equal to 0. So it is printing positive number, which is quite clear that if the number is greater than 0, that means it is positive number. So we are printing positive number, and then it is a else statement which is printing negative number. So this question says that if the let's take input be 20 from our side, user is entering a number 20, so it will check the condition which is number 20 which is number 20 is greater than equals to 0. It is true. If statement is true, then what will be the output? Output will be the positive number. If we have taken like -3 for example, it will check it is not greater than equal to 0, so it will false, its statement contain false, then else will be executed, and it will print then negative number, so negative number will be printed. This is how we use if and else statement. This is then quite good example of if else statement. Now we will next move to next slide. What are important points? So here are some important points for if else statements, which are decision making statements. The condition must return true or false. What is quite obvious that we are printing on the basis of the condition. If the condition is true, what will print, and the false, then other thing will print. So it is all the game of only a true and false. If true, then or else false. Next point is that Python use indentation to define block. I have mentioned before that after if and the condition, like here we are saying that what is indentation? Indentation is the space in code. In code of Python we use like after if and the condition and then colon, after colon that we will write print statement in the next line, and after the gap, after a this is like a tap, one tap is a indentation. We use one tap button, use tab key, and then it is a called indentation. This gap is just indentation, no need to worry about. Then says Python use indentation to define block. Block is defined by the indentation, like this is an block. After indentation it says that this print statement is belongs to this if statement, only simple. Similar this else, this negative number, print negative number statement is only belongs to this else. So we are only showing the belongingness of the statement, nothing difficult here. Next line, the else block execute only when the if condition is false. Very important. It says that if condition, else condition is only executed when if condition contain false. अगर if condition false ही नहीं होगी तो else कभी print ही नहीं होगी. अगर if true है तो if की statement execute होगी. अगर if true रहेगा तो else तो कभी print होगा ही नहीं. So it is simple. Next, only one block executes in an else if statement. What it says that simple, या तो else execute होगा या फिर if execute होगा, दोनों एक साथ execute नहीं हो सकते. What is quite obvious that if कंडीशन होगी एग्जीक्यूट या एल्स कंडीशन होगी, वो तो खुद ही बोल रहा है इफ एल्स. सिंपल. सो नेक्स्ट वी विल स्टडी अबाउट elif. व्हाट इज elif? मिक्सचर ऑफ एल्स एंड इफ. else and if. It is a mixture of else and if. Here we studied about else and if statement. But what about there are multiple conditions? What about there are multiple conditions? So we use elif. It is also a keyword like else and if, but if there are multiple conditions like this question, so we will use else if. So here is a question that is taking an input marks int input enter marks. This question says that we are printing a grade of marks. According to the marks of a student, we are printing a grade. So how we will know the question execution of the question? So here if marks is greater than 90, let's take a number, any input number which is like a 33 marks. Students is getting 33 marks. So if marks is greater than 90, so print this. Tell me the number we have taken input is greater than 90. No, obviously not. So it will it will escape, or we can say that it will just skip this line. It will just skip this line, and then it will goes to elif statement. Then it will check the condition again. The number is, the marks is greater than equal to 75. It is condition, but according to us it is not greater than equals to 75. So it will again skip this line and goes to the next line. It will check again, marks is greater than 50. 33 is greater than 50. No, it is not. Then it will again skip this line and goes to else statement. Now we cannot use elif at the end. In the last statement will be always else statement. So then 33. According to this question, the passing marks are only till 50. So we have taken that 33. So here the else statement will print false. Here is an example of two inputs together. So here we are saying that A is equal to that int input enter number 1, first number. Then B equals to int input enter second number. So what if statement says if A greater than B, print larger number is A. It is quite obvious that if A is greater than B, then obviously B is larger number and B is smaller number. So and then there is else statement, else print larger number is B. यहाँ पर हमें दूसरी कंडीशन देने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है, क्यों? क्योंकि अगर A ग्रेटर देन B है तो A बड़ा है, वरना तो B ही बड़ा होगा. It is so simple that. Then if for example, let's take an inputs. Let A be 2 and B will be equal to 3. So A is 2 and B is 3. So if A is greater than B, 2 is not greater than B, so it will skip this statement and else statement is executed. So printing larger number is B, which is our 3 number. So it will print the output larger number is 3. Simple. So today we learned about if statement, else statement, then elif statement, then syntax of elif, if, else statement, then so many examples like voting example, marks example, and many more. So practice these examples on your VS codes, and thank you for attending this lecture. See you in the next video. Thank you so much.